I am back. Rhodes for the Matrixx and Rhodes show. If you're new to this channel, hit the subscribe button, like, comment. Also, make sure you check us out on podcast, wherever you get your podcast. All the audio from all of our videos is available wherever you choose to get your podcasting from. All the big boys, Spotify, Google, Apple, etc. Okay, so we know that Chris Pratt is one of the very few in Hollywood that will unapologetically expose his faith and walk around with it on his sleeve out there for the world to see, and he doesn't give a rip who knows it. You don't see this in Hollywood at all. We know it's a wretched hive of scum and villainy out there. Some of the most deplorable people you've ever seen in your life, Weinstein, etc., and we know everything that's happened there, right? Well, and you get the sense that's the ugly underbelly of that entire bubble in Hollywood out there right now. So, I'm talking about Weinstein. I'm talking about those producers. I'm talking about those directors. And all the crap that we know behind the scenes that they've made actors and actresses do to get film parts, etc. Scumbags like Woody Allen and people of his ilk. Well, we've got Chris Pratt. Now, he's an unapologetic Christian. Mark Wahlberg, I would put in that category as well. I know he is come out. He's very vocal. He supports Tunnel for Towers, some things like that. I don't know what Cole Hauser's faith is, the guy that plays Rip Wheeler on Yellowstone. I do know that he certainly leans more conservative. And then we've got Chris Pratt. Of course, he plays Star-Lord in the MCU, Guardians of the Galaxy. Unfortunately for him, Guardians of the Galaxy premiered and the box office was down. I think that's a lot less to do with Chris Pratt and more to do with horrible stories in the MCU. That and a complete disconnection to the MCU franchise now that Avengers Endgame has come and gone. And there's no Robert Downey Jr. and there's no Chris Evans as Steve Rogers, the real Captain America. Now, I like Chris Pratt. I unapologetically like those terrible Jurassic World movies. I mean, you got big-ass dinosaurs and Chris Pratt running around and doing things and action and excitement, and my family loves those movies. My kid loves them, and I've got no issue. I know it's not The Godfather Part 2 going in. I mean, you know, as long as you sort of know that, man, the acting, this plot is completely nonsensical. Yo, you mean the plot about big ass dinosaurs in present day with a guy running around like he's Indiana Jones, that plot? Yeah, I sort of knew it going in. You know, I sort of knew that going in. Guardians of the Galaxy underperformed. I mean, it came in under that god-awful Thor Love and Thunder movie. I seen it. Oh, my God. What the bleep. I did not like Guardians of the Galaxy 2. I loved the first one. I did. I thought the first one was absolutely great entertainment from beginning to end. The second one, horrible story. The third one, I haven't seen it, nor do I give a rat's ass about seeing it. So, Chris Pratt has come out and he's made some statements around his faith, okay? And says that he does receive hate, as you can imagine. The left stream, the WOKES on Twitter, the vicious social justice warriors. There's an assault happening out there, and it's assault on Christianity and on faith. And they're trying to cancel Jesus. We just know. We're watching it before our very eyes. So let's get to this. Washington Examiner and Chris Pratt has come out and made some comments that are probably sure to trigger some more assholes out there. Actor Chris Pratt went on the record to say he's unfazed by hate over his Christian religion. Quote, "I sure do, but that's nothing new. That's nothing new, you know," Pratt said when he asked by Page 6 about the criticism he's received. "If I was of this world, they would love me just like that. But as it is, I've chosen out of this world." That's John 15:18 through 20. While he is passionate about his faith, Pratt claimed, quote, no church defines him. Rumors sprung up that in 2019 he attended an anti-LGBT church. Most of them I know are anti-LGBT, if I'm just keeping it real. I'm just keeping it real. And you know what? I'm all right with that. Quote, that's the way it is. Nothing new. 2,000 years ago, they hated Jesus Christ too, he added. Pratt and Catherine Schwarzenegger began dating in 2018 after meeting at a church and married in 2019. I'm not going to name off their kids' names on this video. They're easily found, but I'm not going to do it. This interview comes on a weekend. His latest film, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, was released, earning $114 million in its domestic box office. It was the second biggest opening of the year, behind Pratt's other film, Super Mario Brothers, the movie, at 146. Kind of interesting that Chris Pratt has the two biggest openings of the entire year. And again, it did underperform. The release, it only outperformed Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania. That sounds terrible. The last one of those films was awful as well. A film that more than likely lost Marvel Studios $40 million plus after it opened at 106. It didn't come anywhere close to Black Panther Wakanda Forever. Haven't seen it. And Thor Love and Thunder, which earned $144 million. And it goes on to talk about how it underperformed. This is bounding in the comics. But yeah, I mean, I like that. He just comes out and says, look, here's my faith. I'm not going to apologize for it. He never does, and I appreciate that. I think Chris Pratt, Mark Wahlberg, Cole Hauser, I think there is a very select, minute few in Hollywood that actually still have their heads screwed on straight. I do. I wish these people, and they're powerful enough to do it, I wish these people would get together and create their own large studio, produce their own movies. I mean, if the Daily Wire can produce a movie with Gina Carano, you know, guys like Cole Hauser, Chris Pratt, you know, Mark Wahlberg, I mean, especially Chris Pratt and Mark Wahlberg, obviously have the financial means to start a badass studio and get the hell out of Hollywood. We know that Mark Wahlberg has jetted out of there because, again, it's a hive of scum and villainy, right? Who the hell wants their kids raised around that? Not to mention, well, again, I don't know what's going on in Hollywood, but we know, let's just say, the morals and values set is not so strong there. Okay. Now, the one thing I have to talk about very quickly when it comes to Chris Pratt, it would be irresponsible of me to make a video about him and not mention how great The Terminal List is. And if you haven't seen it, and that's kind of one of those movies that the wokes hate because it's a movie about Uncle Jesse's. We're talking about ex-military guys, you know, real masculinity in that movie, and the wokes hated it. The critics hated it. Guess what? The audiences love it. It's one of the best rated series that is out there. It's on Amazon Prime. And one of these guys, he listens to the fans. They're going to figure out how to bring out a sequel to The Terminal List. I'm not sure how that's going to work under the circumstances of the show. You go watch that and you'll understand why. But they understand there is a fever for more The Terminal List, so they're going to figure out how to get it done. Good job, Chris Pratt. Tell me what you think. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.